I'm in Palm Springs for the holidays, and I want to see how many books I can read this week because there are quite a few that I started and haven't finished in 2025, and I would love to go into 2026 with a clean slate. There's also some really great books I was wanting to read with more of a holiday theme in the month of December, so we're going to see what we can do this week. Starting with a short story called Small Things Like These by Claire Keegan. It takes place in the weeks leading up to Christmas. So I want to finish this possibly before Christmas. I have a few days. It's pretty small. I think I will get there. I realize I have already seen this movie. It has Cillian Murphy in it, but I don't fully remember the movie. I was not doing a great job of paying attention, so I think this will still be pretty fresh and new to me. And my sister read this last month and loved it. So I decided that that was not going to deter me. Then I would love to read maybe 2 or 3 more books. I packed a bunch of books and also brought my Kindle and my new Kobo Color, which I need to get set up. So we will get that set up this week, and I will see how I like reading on that compared to my Kindle and also all the physical books I brought. It is really beautiful out today, and it's going to get rainier later in the week. So I'm going to go spend as much time in the sun as possible before that happens. We're having a pool day today. We're going to read and lounge.
Say hi, Julie.
This is my sister's book. My sister is blinded by the sun. Supposed to rain today, and we got the most perfect weather for Christmas Day, so it's been another pool day, and I finished my first book of the trip, Small Things Like These by Claire Keegan. This was such a short story, but it was really powerful and moving. I highlighted so many quotes in it. I feel like it had a really perfect Christmas message and a lot of heart in it that was really centered around helping people. I loved the main character, Bill. He was complex and just seemed like such a sweet man. Like, protect Bill. And it also shined shined a light on the... Okay. Hello, Gigi. It was also shining a light on the Magdalen laundries, which were taking place in Ireland in the 1980s. And it was kind of crazy that the story was set in the 1980s because reading it felt like it should have been Miss Gigi. It should have been something that was happening way before that. The treatment of women in this book was not ideal. Moving on, my next book, I just started this at the pool, is Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. I have not read any of their books before, so I'm really excited because I've heard great things about this author. It is a paranormal holiday rom-com. I love anything that has a little bit of magical realism in it. And can you get over here, please? And I don't always love holiday rom-coms, but I think I'm really going to like this one. So far, just based on the first chapter, it's been really funny and clever. So I'm excited to see how long it takes me to finish it. I was at the pool, so I didn't talk about all of the things that I meant to when I was doing the review of this book. And one thing that I wanted to share more information on was the Magdalen laundries, which is a key theme in this book. And a little bit from Google research is that they were established from the foundation of the Irish Free State in 1922 until 1996, and at least 10,000 girls and women were imprisoned, forced to carry out unpaid labor, and subjected to severe psychological and physical maltreatment in Ireland's Magdalen institutions. And these were organized by religious institutions. So that was one of the key themes this book was covering, and I thought it did such a great job of being a really beautiful and tender story while also touching on a very heavy topic. It was just really shocking, and still is to me, that this is something that was going on until the last one was shut down in 1996. So I definitely recommend this book. There is a really beautiful message at the heart of it. I also think it really helped me to have watched the movie before I read the book, which is not something that I would normally say, but the dialogue in it is sometimes in Irish slang or maybe even an Irish dialect. I'm not 100% sure, but I could see how it could be a little bit confusing and hard to follow if you hadn't seen the movie yet. So this might be the first time that I am saying maybe watch the movie before you read the book if you haven't seen it yet. The movie also has incredibly high ratings, has Cillian Murphy in it. It's a really great movie, so even if you decide not to read the book, I do think that you should check that movie out.
Merry Christmas, everyone!
The North Pole house. I hope you're jingling and mingling your way through this jolliest holiday. Christmas is magical, I tell you, for all. But for us at the North Pole, it's downright extraordinary.
North Pole operation.
Jingles home.
Jingle,
What's up? How we doing?
I have something to tell you.
I'm recording. What do you have to tell me?
Bouncy here.
Well, what do you want to give me for my knowledge?
I think
You better get your act together if you want to remain head elf. You've made a lot of mistakes.
So I'm very concerned about Santa's legacy because his legacy is my legacy. And what he does reflects on me.
That was driving me insane.
Well, I think it's capture.
Well, because your position on the sleigh is guaranteed, it really seems like you weren't living up to your expectations.
They're not guaranteed.
He doesn't have a pulse!
No! Jingle!
Not jingle!
This is a crime scene, people! No one leave!
chapter 7 of Good Spirits. I'm still liking it. I will be honest, I'm finding the main female character slightly annoying, but I think that's on purpose because she is the one who is being haunted by the ghosts of Christmas past and revisiting her memories. And although she's not a Scrooge-like character, I still think maybe she's like a little bit pessimistic at times, but I think this is on purpose, so I will give it a little bit of grace. I'm liking the main male character. I think there's a little bit of a mystery to the book as well, too, that you're trying to figure out. I don't want to do spoilers, but you're trying to figure out if this ghost knows the person that he's haunting or not. So I feel like that's going to be one of the main storylines. I don't think that's a spoiler since I'm on chapter 7. That occurs very early in the book. So I am looking forward to figuring out more about that. And the writing is really relatable. We have another beautiful day in Palm Springs, so I am going to keep on reading by the pool.
It's cold again. It's cold again.
I also wanted to say that I love that it's dual perspective. So you have Harriet, the main female character who's being haunted's perspective, switching to Nolan, who is the ghost doing the haunting. And it does have a lot of festive spirit to it. And I'm also really enjoying that it's a little bit paranormal, like hearing about how the hauntings are assigned and what the afterlife for Nolan is like has been a fun part of the book. A lot of people love to go shopping, so I'm switching over to the nonfiction book I'm reading this month, which is Writing, Creativity, and Soul. It's by Sue Monk Kidd, who wrote The Invention of Wings and The Book of Longings, both of which I've added to my TBR after starting this, but it's been really encouraging. I think I've highlighted over half of the book so far. I put a lot of the quotes and my thoughts from the book in my Fable book club if you want to see if you think that you would like this book. And it's almost the end of December and I am probably a third of the way through, so I'm going to try to make some good progress on this book so I can finish it in time for the end of book club. She just shared a quote, "A book must be the axe for the frozen sea inside of us," and said that she started keeping titles of books that spoke to her in this way, and I'm definitely thinking I need to read all of these. There's some ones I've definitely heard of before, like A Room of One's Own and Beloved. I have both of those on my TBR, and also Memories, Dreams, Reflections, but I'll show you the list so you can see. And so now she's going on to explore what that means as a writer and what gives a book soulfulness and what allows it to crack one's heart open. The girls are going to Barnes & Noble. We're doing a cousin shopping trip.
I'm getting American Gods. I've never read it, and it's supposed to be a classic. I found this Woodland Creatures crochet kit because my mom crochets, and it comes with the yarn to make the turtle and the bluebird, and then we can learn how to make the other animals. And this I'm less sure of. This is a clay bag charm kit, but I feel like this might just kind of be junk. I don't know, but this looks good.
I only ended up getting one thing at Barnes & Noble, which is really good for me. It's a historical fiction novel based in Scotland in 1692. There was a massacre that happened, and that is a true story, and it's following a woman who was accused of witchcraft that was related to the massacre, and she's an herbalist, so it says there's a strong connection to nature of this book and a really strong female character, which I find very interesting. I think there might be a subtle love story involved in this too, and and there is a male character who is an Irish propagandist who is seeking information to condemn the Protestant King William, who was also rumored to be involved in the massacre. And it says hers is a story of passion, courage, love, and the magic of the natural world. By telling it, she transforms both of their lives. It says it's very well researched and it's essential for lovers of Scottish history. I actually know nothing about Scottish history, but I did think it would be interesting to learn more about it, and I'm really excited that it says there is a strong female protagonist. We came to downtown Palm Springs for the afternoon. There's a bookstore here I wanted to go to. I think it's called the Best Bookstore in Palm Springs. It's also the only one here, so we're going to check that out, and the boys might go to the casino. I'm not sure what else we're going to do, but I am here for the book shopping. An update for one of the holiday books I've been reading, and it is that I don't know if I love romance books as much anymore. I haven't read that many this year, but I really wanted to read Good Spirits with the holiday theme, and I'm about 30% in, and I'm feeling a little bit bored, but I have found that I like this type of book to read before bed because I don't think it's taking as much thought from me, and I feel really bad saying that. I do love a good romance, but they're just not catching my interest as much as they used to. So I did switch over to The Everlasting, which is a book that I was in the middle of. I haven't been sure if I would like this one because I didn't love Starling House by this author, Alex E. Harrow, but this book has gotten really great reviews and it has a time travel aspect, which is something I always enjoy. I am about a little over 30% of the way in, and it's starting to get really good. I almost DNF'd it because the first third was just not really for me, but because it had such good reviews, I thought I'll keep going, and now I'm loving it. So if you do read this book, make sure you get to at least like 33% of the way through before you give up. We're going to be reading this one during the day, and then I'm going to do Good Spirits at night. I also just checked out 2 books on Libby that I would love to finish this week as well. try to finish up the books that I was reading in Palm Desert before I head back to work. One that I have finished since we last talked was The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow. I mentioned this took me a little bit to get into, but once you hit that 30% mark, I really think it draws you in. You have to get used to the time travel aspect in this book. I didn't understand it until the 30% mark, so that's why it wasn't very good. It's just a very slow buildup, but once it hits, you're hooked. And the love story in this is so sweet and so special. It's also very different than anything I've ever read. So if you're kind of over the common romantic tropes, definitely give this a try because I truly don't think there's anything like this out there. And the time travel was a really fun aspect to it that kept me interested. One thing though, this didn't bother me, but you do somewhat revisit the same settings but in different ways each time because they're time traveling back to the same spot and then kind of reliving this series of events in slightly different ways. I didn't find that it got repetitive, but maybe that could be a con for some people. The writing style is beautiful. I think Alex Harrow is known for her beautiful prose. I loved it. Some of the vocabulary was just different than words that I am not familiar with. So I did find myself having to highlight things at times and look them up. Not terribly. I think the Raven Scholar was the one that had the most words that I was unfamiliar with, but I actually really love that because I'm trying to build out a vocabulary journal. So when I don't know the word and I look it up, I'm putting it in my journal just so I can have a better vocabulary for myself. That's actually something that I really appreciate in the book. But I wouldn't say that it's always straightforward or simple dialect. It also takes place in a night setting, some parts of the book at least, and I don't know if medieval, that's the word I'm looking for. I don't know if medieval books are always my favorite. Like, I did not love The Knight and the Moth, but I think that's a me thing. If you like that type of book, then you will definitely like this one. Overall, I would give this like 4.25 stars, maybe 4.5 after I've sat with it. Right when I got done reading it, I don't know if I appreciated it as much, but now that I have had a little bit to reflect, I just think how unique of a book it is makes it very special, and the yearning in it is so strong. It's a fantasy book, but at its core, I would also say it's really a love story. And now we need to finish Good Spirits. I'm almost done. I think there's probably 30% left. I am on page 272 and there are, 370 pages. So we have 100 pages to go, and I don't know why, but this book is kind of dragging for me, and I don't want to sound like a Grinch, but I think I might just not like holiday romances. But I would like to finish it because I want to give it a fair shot. I do still really like the ghost aspect of this. That's what's keeping me in there. If it was just a holiday romance without that, I think I would have given up by now, but there's enough like mystery to the plot that I'm gonna hang in there and find out. So we are going to get back to this, and then I also want to finish the Writing, Creativity, and Soul book that I was in the middle of. I don't know that I'm gonna get to my Libby holds before I go back to work, so those might be spilling over into my January TBR. Finished 2 more books for the holiday season. I did not get through everything that I wanted to, but I'm proud of the ones that I did finish. I think I did a good job, especially for how busy I ended up being with having my family in town pretty much the entire time. And I have 2 more reviews to share with you about the ones that we finished last night. And then I have the 2 books for my book club for Fable to introduce this month that I am really excited about. We are going to start with the good. I have Sumont Kids Writing, Creativity, and and soul. This is a book that is going to stay on my bookshelves forever, and I know I'm going to revisit it time and time again. It was perfect for the season that I'm currently in. It is not a how-to guide on writing. There's not writing prompts. It is definitely more about the creative process and treating writing as a spiritual act, which is something that really resonates with me. My favorite part was hearing all about the different authors and artists and creatives that inspired Sue Monk Kidd on her journey. I added so many books to my TBR after reading this. It definitely is geared more towards writers, but I think anyone interested in the act of storytelling would really enjoy this, or even creativity in general. There's only a few chapters that felt very specific to writing, and honestly, those were more just specific to storytelling. So if you're looking for something that is a little bit softer, more intuitive, full of wisdom and heart, I definitely recommend picking this one up. And it is getting 5 stars from me. And now we have Good Spirits. I will say, when I finished it last night, I was reading the author's acknowledgments at the back, and I always have a hard time saying that a book wasn't for me after reading this part, because you get to hear the backstory about when or why the author was writing it and see how much love went into it. So that being said, this is definitely for some people. I think a lot of people will find a lot of enjoyment in this book. I was not one of those people. This feels like a Hallmark movie in book form, and I don't like cozy holiday Hallmark movies, so I don't know why I thought I would like this book. I've also come to realize I think this was really good at helping me understand what my current taste and preferences are, and I don't think the cozy contemporary romance genre really is for me. I'm not sure that I will be reading another one from that genre in 2026. I always feel like there's so much hype surrounding those books, and I see so many other people reading them and on people's TBRs that I think, oh my gosh, I should read one too. Everyone loves this. I'll do it. I just need to trust and know that that's not for me. Maybe I'll try one a year as a pulse check, or to see if maybe there's something that's changed or there's an outlier. But I thought if there was going to be an outlier, it would be this one because of the slightly paranormal ghost aspect. But that still wasn't enough to make this one work for me. This was very escapist and very cozy. There's so many holiday and festive references. So if that's what you're looking for, definitely pick this up. I do also have to add that I think one of the things that was really frustrating me with this book, and is true of a lot of the contemporary romance novels, is that there was such an opportunity here when Harriet was visiting her past memories with the ghost for there to be a lot of character development or internal reflection. And while the character did grow and she did reflect, I felt like so much of it was still through the eyes of the love interest. I think there was a sentence in there that was something similar to like, Nolan said I was brave, so I was brave. And it was that common trope of, you know, my family or the people around me don't see my worth. This love interest comes in and tells me I'm wonderful and amazing. Now I think I'm wonderful and amazing. And there's something about that trope that I just feel like is getting to be a little bit dated and isn't landing for me. And I think that's why a lot of the romance novels aren't working for me. And especially in this one, I'm like, she's revisiting her past memories. There was so much room for her to come to some of these conclusions, not through the eyes of someone else. And I just did not enjoy that part at all. But there were good parts. I'm not saying don't read this. I'm just saying it wasn't my taste. That being said, let me introduce the 2 books that we're reading for book club this month. Dun dun dun. We have How to Read a Book by Monica Wood. I am already 20% of the way through this book and absolutely loving it. It is a literary fiction novel. It feels like it will be full of heart. I am loving the main character, Harriet. The setting starts in a women's correctional facility, and Harriet hosts a book club there for the women inmates, and then one of the inmates is released from prison, and it's a story, I believe, about grief and loss, but hope and love and forgiveness. And I've highlighted so many quotes in it. It's very bookish since Harriet runs the book club, and one of the main settings is a bookstore, so I love anything with an extra bookish feel, and I think this one is one that will probably make you shed a tear or two, but at the end of the day, I think it's going to leave us feeling very hopeful and encouraged. And I think one of those that like makes you feel like, oh, it's good to be a human. I hope. And then for the nonfiction book club, we have Margaret Atwood's new memoir, Book of Lives. This one is pretty large. So if you want to join the book club, no pressure to finish the entire thing this month. I have skipped around in it a lot so far, and some of the chapters have been so interesting. The second one is called Gemini Rising, I think, and I had no idea that she was into astrology, so that was really interesting. Sorry, it's chapter 3. Very beginning is a lot of her family history, so I think unless you're very interested in like geography and family history, it might start off a little slow, but it's definitely gonna pick up. And I mean, she's just such an iconic voice, and I feel like we would all have so much to learn for her, so I'm really excited about this one too. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will be back soon with more reading vlogs. I think next week we're gonna do my favorite books of 2025 and some of my 2026 reading goals and intentions.